closing your eyes now, take a slow, deep breath in, and as you exhale, you feel your body begin to soften. Another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, notice how your shoulders drop a little more. One more time. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, you sink deeper into comfort. And as you lay there, a soft warmth begins to spread from the top of your head, melting through your forehead, softening your eyes, your jaw, fully relaxing, flowing down into your shoulders, warm, heavy, peaceful. You feel it trickling down your arms, all the way down into your fingertips. And as it does, your hands become so comfortable, so completely relaxed, so completely at ease. You find it easier to simply let go. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 3 to 1. When I reach 1, you'll feel yourself sinking twice as deep. 3, 2, 1. Dropping down now. Open your eyes for just a second, and then close them again. Sinking twice as deep once more. 3, 2, 1. Sinking even deeper. Open your eyes. Close your eyes. Dropping further. Dropping deeper into a deeper state of relaxation. Open and close. Twice as deeply relaxed. 3, 2, 1. Melting away, floating, letting go completely. And as you continue to breathe, a soft golden light flows through you, spreading warmth and peace and deep relaxation. It moves down through your chest, softening, loosening into your stomach, unwinding, releasing through your legs, all the way down to your feet, until you feel yourself sinking into something soft, as if the very air around you is carrying you deeper. A quiet stillness settles in your mind. Your thoughts grow softer, your breath grows longer, quieter, more at peace. And as I count down from 10, with every number, you feel yourself doubling in relaxation, drifting deeper. And by the time we reach 1, you will be in the perfect state of relaxation. 10, soft and still. 9, letting go. 8, drifting down. 7, like floating on warm air. 6, mind slowing. 5, sinking deeper. 4, soft and heavy. 3, almost there. 2, surrendering. 1, let go now. Drop deeper now. Sinking further now. Deeper and deeper. Your body is still, yet your spirit is awakening. You are not bound by flesh. You are not bound by thought. You are something more. The edges of your awareness soften. As your subconscious expands, you are becoming weightless, limitless. You are ready. A shift, a pull, a movement beyond space and time by unseen forces, carried towards a place that has always existed within you. The world blurs, and then sharpening clarity emerges. The sacred island. It rises from the ocean like a timeless jewel, its shores kissed by waves, its forests dense with ancient life, its temple standing high on the central mountain, and fortress walls encircling it like the protective arms of a great guardian. You descend gently, your feet touching solid stone. Before you, the great gate of the fortress stands tall, reinforced with iron and sacred carvings. Built not just to keep enemies out, but to hold something powerful within. You step forward, the gate recognizing you. It does not resist, it opens. You enter. But you do not pass through the garden as always. Instead, you turn and you find yourself walking up the stairs of the fortress walls in a narrow stone passageway lit by flickering torches. It leads you upwards. You ascend a flight of worn steps carved by generations of kings before you. You emerge onto the outer walls, and the entire island stretches before you. You see it all from above, the forest canopy swaying below, sheltering hidden life and wisdom. The beaches stretching endlessly, touched by the eternal tides. The temple atop the mountain stands solemn and radiant, its light never extinguished. This is your domain. This is your responsibility. This is what you are called to protect, nurture, and serve. With every step along the fortress walls, you feel yourself rising, not just physically, but spiritually, mentally, beyond yourself. As you climb higher and higher, walking further and further along the wall, admiring your kingdom. You see it, the great fortress tower, taller than all the walls, built into them, yet rising above all else. The seat of a king. You approach its entrance. It is not locked. It is waiting for you. You step inside, and following more stairs, the journey upwards begins. You pass one chamber, an armory, weapons of war, gleaming swords, battle-worn shields, armor crafted for warriors of legend. The air smells of steel and leather. This is the domain of the warrior, the place where strength is forged and tested. But you do not linger. The king does not rule through battle alone. You continue your journey upwards, walking up the stone stairs until you reach the second chamber, a library, walls lined with scrolls, books, ancient texts, and artifacts of power and mystery. Elixirs and potions glow softly, filled with the knowledge of alchemy, the knowledge of transformation, and the unseen forces that govern reality. You know this as the domain of the magician, the place where wisdom is cultivated. But you do not stop. The king does not rule through knowledge alone. You follow the staircase further, ascending higher with every step. You reach the third chamber, a great hall of art. Paintings stretch across the walls, sculptures of love and triumph. Beautiful, complex music drifts through the air and touches your soul. Beautiful women are dancing in a sensual, effortless grace. You pause for a moment to admire the beauty, to feel it fully. This is the domain of the lover, the place where life is embraced, passion is honored, and beauty is revered. Yet still you climb. The king does not rule for pleasure alone. One last passage, one last staircase. You reach the final door, massive and adorned with gold and ancient symbols of kingship. It swings open at your arrival. You step inside. The king's court is vast. Towering pillars stretch to the heavens, inscribed with the names of rulers past. The walls are lined with statues of kings who have come before you. Some of them, you notice, are your ancestors. They look like you, but grand and in their power. You notice them and recognize them straight away. Some of the statues are legends of history. Their eyes seem to be watching, judging, ready to witness your ascension. And at the center of the room, the throne, wide, unmoving, unshaken by time. You quickly realize you are not alone. To your left, the magician stands, his hands resting on a staff, his eyes alight, with unseen knowledge. To your right, the warrior stands, his arms crossed over his chest, his presence unwavering and powerful. And you notice before you, kneeling with devotion, is the lover, his gaze filled with respect, trust, passion, and understanding. You have met all of them individually, and now they are all here together, excited, proud, ready. They are not separate from you. They are within you. They are aspects of you, aspects of your own power. A figure steps forward from the shadows, greater than all the others. The king, Archetype. The golden-robed figure steps forward, towering above all others. He is beyond human, beyond time, a force of divine authority itself. You feel his presence. It's almost overwhelming, radiating power, wisdom, and an unshakable connection to the divine will. His crown, mighty, burns like celestial fire. His voice reverberates through your bones. Yet it is not just a voice. It is a truth that has always existed, waiting for you to hear it. He gazes at you, gazes through you, his eyes deep, measuring your soul, weighing your readiness, your humility, your purpose. Then he speaks.
You kneel before me, but you do not kneel before a man. You kneel before something greater. You kneel before the eternal force that has crowned kings since the dawn of time. You kneel before the weight of responsibility, the burden of leadership, the duty of service. You kneel before the will of God. He steps closer. A king is not merely a man. He is a bridge between heaven and earth. He is not an owner of power, but a servant of it. He does not exist to rule. He exists to channel the divine order of the celestial universe into the world. Through him, law is established, justice is enforced, and prosperity is cultivated. Through him, the weak are protected, the strong are guided, and the kingdom flourishes.
His golden eyes look into yours. You feel his presence, grander than life, more intense than anything you've ever felt.
A true king does not seek his own glory. He seeks the well-being of his people. A true king does not use power for himself. He uses it as a tool to serve. A true king does not indulge in his rule. He carries it as the sacred duty that it is, a service, a weight that only the strongest can bear. And only the strongest must bear.
He extends a hand of fire and light, gesturing towards the statues of kings who came before you.
Look around you. These men ruled before you. Some ruled wisely. Some ruled foolishly. Those who ruled for themselves, and those who took instead of gave, and fell. Their names are forgotten, their kingdoms turned to dust. But those who ruled as servants of the divine, who upheld justice, who carried their people, who blessed instead of exploiting, these kings became eternal. Their names are still spoken.
Their legacies still breathe. His voice deepens, shaking the very foundation beneath your feet.
Will you rule as a tyrant? A king who hoards, who takes, who bends the world to his desires? Or will you rule as a servant of something higher? A king who gives, who blesses, who brings forth divine order into the physical realm.
Silence. The air is heavy, waiting for you to answer, not in words, but in your heart. Are you ready? Then his voice softens, yet grows in power.
A king without humility is no king at all. A man who kneels only to himself is already lost. A true king deflects his glory to God, to the divine realm, to the universal spirit, to the almighty force of love that governs all worlds. Because he knows that without the divine, he is nothing. Without faith and guidance, he is directionless. Without humility, he becomes a tyrant. And without love, he is a hollow throne, empty.
He raises his hands.
A king must have the heart of a servant, the wisdom of a sage, the strength of a warrior, and the vision of a prophet. His mind must be sharp, his hands must be steady, his soul must be clear, and his will must be unwavering.
He steps forward, placing his hand upon your head.
You will face trials. You will be tested. Power will tempt you. Comfort will call to you. Weakness will whisper in your ear. Rest. Relax. Tomorrow. And in those moments, you must remember, your crown is not yours. It is God's. Your throne is not yours. It belongs to your people, your community, your friends, your family. Everyone you can touch and everyone who touches you. Your power is not yours. It is a force that flows through you. You do not own it. You channel it. And if you ever forget this, your rule will crumble, your kingdom will fall, and your name will be lost to time.
He looks down at you, his eyes filled with something beyond mere judgment, something closer to divine expectation.
Will you carry this burden? Will you carry this burden? Will you rise above yourself will you become a conduit for divine order? Or will you be just another man who falls into darkness?
His hand lifts, and suddenly he holds a glowing vial of sacred oil, shimmering with an ethereal glow. You bow your head, knowing the gravity of this moment. You feel it in your heart. You are ready. You are ready. You're ready. The king lifts the vial and drops it on your head, anointing you. Pouring the sacred oil onto your head, onto your shoulders, onto your hands, and as it flows down your head, down your neck, and onto your shoulders, it feels warm and empowering. Something in you changes. You feel yourself transforming. As every drop touches your skin, a surge of divine energy erupts through your body. The crown of your head explodes open. A golden vortex of divine light igniting above your head, stretching beyond the ceiling, beyond the sky, beyond the stars, as if connecting to something infinite, to something grand, to the universe itself, to God. The surge is so intense, your mind expands. And for the first time, you feel the pure, unfiltered presence of the divine flowing through you. From this day on, you know you are no longer merely a man. You are a tool of the divine. You channel the divine guidance, the divine wisdom, the divine will of God on earth. You are connected to something infinite, something eternal. The light does not stop within you. It moves through you, coursing down your spine, through your arms, through your fingertips. You feel it radiate outwards. A blessing waiting to be given. The divine will waiting to be manifest on earth, to be enacted. From this day forward, you are no longer just yourself. You are a servant of God, a servant of the divine, a conduit of order, a channel of blessings, divine blessings. The great king steps back, his eyes filled with approval and something deeper, reverence, pride, acceptance.
Rise, my son. You have been anointed like all the great kings of history and all of your great ancestors before you. You are ready to lead. You are ready to create, to build, to bring God's blessings manifest on earth.
You stand. The magician, the warrior, the lover bow before you. You turn. You feel different. You feel empowered. You see before you a balcony, and you step towards it. The light of the sun hits your face as you exit onto the landing. You see the island before you. Its beautiful trees, gardens, beaches, the temple on the mountain. And all around you see them. Thousands standing, their faces turned upwards, their eyes locked into you. Your people, your kingdom, your legacy. They are all faces of your friends, your family, your community. People you respect, people you serve, people you have helped, and people that have helped you. And beyond them, across the forests, around the mountains, the beaches, you see your ancestors standing at the edges of the land, watching, waiting, witnessing your transformation with pride. And then, all at once, everyone cheers. A chorus shakes the island. The divine light flows through you stronger than before. But it does not stop with you. It radiates outwards, touching every tree, every grain of sand, every wave, every soul in your kingdom, empowering everybody. The whole island begins to hum with a deep, powerful, divine energy. It flows stronger, brighter, until everything fades to gold. And as it gets intense, so intense that you can't handle it now, it's too much, but you are handling it all. And then silence, stillness, peace. You open your eyes and you return, not as the man you were, but as the king you are, as the king you were always meant to be.